Hello, welcome to my little basement workshop. I'm Doug. Hello, welcome, welcome. Ugh. So once again, I have changed my mind on this damn table. I am going to build a work table, and I've changed my mind 5 times. And I was thinking about it, and I don't know. I'm gonna do a whole video about building a table. Really, you could build this very easily if you had a piece of plywood laying around. It could be really any size you want. It could be a full sheet, or it could be just a little piece of plywood. And there are so many different ways you could do it, and I keep changing my mind on stuff. But, you know, the textbook old simplest way is just simply putting your boards right on the piece of plywood, right to the edge. And getting your leg in there, and it's just as simple as that. And then screwing it all together. Drill it first. And there's other ways you can do this. Some people will put it back an inch, so you have something of a little bit of a lip. That's one thing people will do. And because I have this face down, it won't really be visibly appealing, but the best way to do it, I think, anyhow. So this is my tabletop, and it's face down right now. And I would rather have these on the outside. And I'll show you why on the laptop here. Where is there it is. Hopefully we'll be able to see what I'm talking about. It's so easy too, and I'm going to stain it with this dark ass gel stain. It is just pitch black. And the contrast on this nice light colored sanded plywood is going to look really good, I think. Maybe I should turn the lights off. Just to help us see a little better, because this laptop's not very bright. That's a nice looking bench. So, let's see. Okay. Here is the lip. This is the lip look, where they have created like a 1-inch lip. And it's okay. It looks okay. Simple butt joints. And 2x4s instead of 4x4s, just stuck together. Very simple. And it looks nice. It looks okay. We can do better though. We can do better. And here's an example of just a small one. If you only want a little table, or just have a little piece of plywood sitting around that you want to burn up. And at like $100 a sheet, technically the way you're supposed to do it is to use 2 pieces of plywood. You're supposed to back it, so you use a real fine grade of like cabinet on the top, and use some cheap ass OSB underneath it. Well, even cheap ass OSB is like $75-$80 now. That picture did not load. Let's try something different. Okay, so this one here is flush. That was how I was gonna go initially. My touch screen is set. Just flush. And that's also so simple. It's so very simple. And he did not use 4x4s. He used 2x4s in a different way. I don't know if you guys are able to see how he's got them teed, not just stacked. And then there's going to be our way, which is this, where it's going to look like an inlay sort of. why these do not want to load. Okay, hopefully. So it's very simple to make it look a whole lot nicer. He just kind of nailed a million nails in there. It doesn't look that good. And he used 2x4s, not 4x4s, and he teed them. They're teed. But I can show you how to do this where there's no real nails exposed also, but that's not gonna be for everybody. Here's a good example how it's gonna contrast with the dark. The dark and the light color go really, really good together. He made like a little bench grinder stand. Here are some examples of those brackets you can buy. And the nice thing about those is for using them for your shelf. The lower part of the table. I'm trying to find one that has a very good shot of the inlay, and I'm not really finding any. Some people will actually stack. Wow, damn it, they're 2x4s up. Look at that. It's just a big old stack of 2x4s. I wasn't even in focus. Or in frame, I mean. I was thinking about trying that, but at $10 a 2x4, look how many friggin' 2x4s there is. There's like 50 of them. At $10 a 2x4. And that was like the other thing. This is like a budget build. I still had to buy this stuff too, and it was not cheap. But you can use anything. In fact, check your rafters. You'd be surprised. I found like 15 pieces of plywood in my, or 2x4s. 2x4s in my rafters. I wanted to build a nice corner like that. I had to go start the dryer again. That's one nice thing about a basement workshop. I was down here doing my laundry. I'm having trouble finding any good inlay look tables. Okay, here's one. Yeah, that looks much better. There's just something about the way that looks. You can use paint. You know, paint is actually one of the best wood preservatives there are. It's better than stain, a million times better than stain as far as preservative. That looks nice. And this is the inlay look that we are going to get. Ours is going to be backwards though. Ours is going to be dark outside and light inside. I do like dark, but for some reason I've got a thing for very dark wood. That sounds dirty, don't it? Love the dark meat. Let me see if I can get some light on and show you what I mean. Some people have probably seen this already. This like table, I just stained it with that really dark ass stain. And I just love the way the dark looks. I don't know, it's just something about it. And I've been staining the crap out of everything. But yeah, here's the shelf I want to put up. I just like the dark. There's something about the dark and the light that just looks good together. I wanted to do a little demonstration about joinery too, how simple it can be to just whip up a mortise and tenon, so to speak. Alright, there's some more light on. So joinery is important it's going to strengthen your table, and you don't have to have it. And a good example is how simple it can be. That instead of actually cutting out by hand, you can incorporate it into your design. Get this out of the way so it don't fall on my head. By running one short and one long, as simple as that, is a mortise and tenon. Mortise is the female part, the tenon is the boy. You know, you can actually incorporate it in your design fairly easily. You can see what a difference it makes to take the rounded edges off the 2x4s too. They just don't sit together that nice, but when the edges are smooth and the roundness is gone, they're so much nicer looking. That is just like one example, the old mortise and tenon. And that's a very, very strong joint. You can actually cut a tenon, and believe it or not, they're actually pretty easy to cut. And you would just cut off a sliver all the way around, and that would be your tenon. What else? So I'm going to try a joint that's pretty easy called a half lap. I'll try and show you. So I'm going to hog out half of this 4x4 so that it will sit completely flush with the 2x4, you know. So I'm going to cut exactly the size of this 2x4 out of this 4x4 so it fits together, and that'll be a half lap joint. And I wanted to do it all 4 legs, each one with a different tool. I wanted to try one leg with like the jigsaw. It'd be fairly easy with a jigsaw, I think. Jigsaws are such a good tool for the shop. I swear, it's one of the most important, best tools you could have. Easy, so easy to use too. You can even use a handheld drill. You can use a circular saw, table saw, a router. You can use almost anything to hog that out. And you can not hog it out at all. You can just leave it and make a regular joint just simply by screwing in. Hopefully I'm not out of frame again. But there is a way to do this without any exposed hardware really. But it's going to take you getting your hands on some 90-degree little angles. Actually don't have them with me. I thought I had them down here. But here's some other examples of what I was going to show. Are just simple right angles. You can buy them, you can make them. You know, you want to keep expense down. You can cut up a piece of sheet metal and bend them yourself. And it'll be on the inside, of course. And that's how I am going to fasten everything, so that there are not a million drywall screws in every corner. The key is getting the right size screws so that they don't poke through the tabletop, you know. But I'm gonna line these little angles up all the way down there. These are just examples. I don't think these will be the ones I'll use. But if you can get creative and make your own, you can buy them. They're pretty inexpensive. If you've got some sheet metal laying around, you can cut them with snips, bend them, and make your own. I know that's not going to be for everybody, but that is just an example of how you can do this and have no real hardware showing, and you could do it on the legs. and get bigger ones for the legs. Do them that way. You can do them this way. And you could really strengthen this thing like crazy and have no hardware showing. I've got like a million of these, but they're all gigantic. What else? I'm going to stain it dark, and it's gonna, I think, gonna pop. I'm gonna stain just this edge, and it's gonna, you know, go all the way around. Anyway, whoop. Double shift tonight. I gotta get some food in me. I drank like 6 cups of coffee on an empty stomach. I'm all shaky and shit. But yeah, the old mortise and tenon, or the half lap, or just a straight up butt joint. And you could use whatever you got. If you got a piece of plywood laying around, you could make any size you want. That's the beauty of it. You could get creative, but honestly, it's pretty easy. I'll do some more little table videos. I'm actually gonna run some more boards through my planer over there. I don't even want to show, it's such a mess over there right now. It's raining so hard that I had to get everything up on boards off the floor because I think it might flood. So I had to roll up everything and get everything off the ground, and it's a big mess. But anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.